दुनिया से दूर तारों के गान तुम मुझे ले आए हो, कांटों से दूर फूलों की छाँव में मुझे बिठाए हो, किरणों की बाहों का तुमसे ओ बाबा जुड़ गई है मन की तार तुमसे.
Om Shanti, dear Didi, and everyone online. Welcome to this wonderful session. And as we approach August, I think there's just one thing on our minds, which is it's Rakhi time. And everyone knows that Rakhi is a time for promises. It's a time for us to rethink what we can do better in our Brahmin life, and then create that one step closer to Baba. So today's session is about the significance and the importance of promises in our life. So Didi, over to you. I'm sure you have some thoughts about, once again, being here at Rakhi time with all of us.
Om Shanti. It's a special time, especially double foreigners look for it, and that's the festival they love the most, more than Diwali, Holi, Janmashtami, even Shivratri, because that's the time when we make promise, but especially Dadi Janki started a system during Rakhi. She used to give 5 minutes drishti, get Rakhi tied, fruit, toli, etc. So in London, when Dadi was there, at least 1 week celebration. Every evening from 6 o'clock till 10, 12, midnight. And Sunday, they will have people from distant places, and they had to divide people in different groups. European, UK, Hindi, Angrezi, North, South of UK. So people used to travel 2-3 hours to come to London to get Rakhi tied. And usually senior sisters are invited to tie Rakhi everywhere. So we start from July, August, September. Even so far now, I got Rakhi tied few times. Today also, somebody tied Rakhi to me. So, as soon as we come to Baba, we realize the importance of purity. And on this day of Rakhi, we promise to Baba, Baba, I will remain pure for this rest of the life. Naturally, those sanskars will continue in golden age. So we make promise every year. The reason is we haven't become completely viceless or virtuous. So we check ourselves, what more I have to do to become perfect. Bhavsama. And we keep on paying attention, and some of us keep it in writing so that we are able to revise often what we have promised. Otherwise, it is likely we forget what we have promised. So the questions I have been sent is how different promises devotees make in bhakti compared to promises make after becoming a Brahman. Naturally, in devotion, there is limited desire. So they say, okay, if my health improves, if I become wealthy, if I get job, if I pass my examination. So if these things or my desires are fulfilled, I will go to temple, I will offer some coconuts, or they promise to offer some money for certain type of bhog offering. In Gyan, after becoming Brahman, we usually promise to renounce vices, whichever subtle vices we have. We check before Rakhi, and on the day of Rakhi, before tying Rakhi, we used to have system before tying Rakhi. We used to put pot before they come on the stage. They put their promise in that pot, and that promises are then burnt. Second question is, what is the real significance of making promises to Baba? It is really a commitment that we commit ourselves to Baba and say, yes, Baba, whatever is your ordinance, I will follow. Even Lokik people, when we tie Rakhi, we tell them to be holy and yogi. And some of them will promise Laukic people, even they visit exhibition, we tell them to make promise to give up cigarette, alcohol, addiction to hard drugs, etc. Next question is making promise must to progress in the spiritual path? It is good. And when we are new and suggested, make promise, we easily make promise because there is that desire to progress. So there is no compulsion, but there is desire to follow Baba's direction, and it is good. Next is, how would you advise Brahmins who fear to make promises because they fear that they may either not able to fulfill that promise or they might break that promise? The soul should not have fear because fear means doubt in self and Baba. So create faith in yourself and Baba. And once you promise, Baba will help you. Next question is, how often we should make promises to Baba? Usually, we make promise on Rakhi Day and New Year's Eve in the Western world. Even on New Year's Eve, we make promise. We see the whole year how we have gone through and what we should improve in the new year. And usually we give promise at that time. Should we often make promise to him when there is some difficulties or problem that we face? I wouldn't recommend making promise. At that time, we have to make determination and get strength from Babas by meditation. And Gyan also gives us yuktis, how to overcome problems and difficulties. So there is no need to make promise, no need to beg for help from Baba. Bhakti, we used to ask, hey God, have mercy, help me here, help me there. No. Next question is what dharma is needed to fulfill the promise that we make to Baba. To fulfill promise, we have to pay attention that we are observing what we have promised and keep on checking ourselves, have determination, have faith in self and Baba, that Baba will help me. And naturally, for becoming wiseless, we have to be soul conscious. Next is, if someone having made a promise and breaks that promise, their conscience may bite them. Is there any way to overcome this situation? That is, prevent conscience from biting after having broken a promise. Of course, the conscience will bite. The soul may feel guilty. But one has to realize that as it is, they have done vikarma by breaking promise. Now they should not waste their time in thinking about past or feeling guilty. That's also waste of time. Instead, they do tapasya to burn sins committed. They give punishment to themselves by having long sitting in yoga. Next question is, very often it is said that written promises would be better than verbal promise. Is it true? Is it that written promise is more effective than verbal promise? Written promise is better because now and again we can revise it. Human tendency is we forget what promise we have made. So when we revise, we are reminded, just as watering of plant is very necessary, especially in the summer. Otherwise, the plant will dry or die. Next question is, can we also promise to the senior instrument? Yeah, one can promise to senior one, but better to make promise to Baba. But when you have broken promise or after making mistake, Usually we try to say, talk to Baba, confess to Baba, write to Baba. But sometimes, even after writing to Baba, the soul is still feeling heavy, guilty, reminded of what wrong they have done. Then it is better to speak to instrument soul to become light. Next question is, very often one make a promise and not able to fulfill it. And then it becomes a sanskar of breaking promises. How to avoid this kind of nature or habit? Usually, rarely Brahmins break promise of celibacy. But yes, subtle vices, they may not be able to control completely, or sometimes even don't realize they don't have power to overcome those vices. So, first realization is needed to change ourselves. And then determination is needed to follow our promise. And with determination, we can change that nature or habit. Lastly, any words of wisdom Didi would like to give to all BKs on this Raksha Bandhan festival? Baba has been always telling us, be ever ready, time is short. And so I have to check whether I am ready. Am I all virtuous, completely viceless? 16 celestial degrees complete? What weaknesses I have? So now what I have to renounce? So promise that this time, and especially these days, Baba is emphasizing a lot. Don't waste your time, money, energy, and words. Then you can't be powerful. Be essential. Accumulate for your future. And remember, my business is to be pure and make others pure. So, complete purity, royalty, honesty, we should have to check ourselves. Oh, Shanti, now whatever you have got questions in your chat box.
Thank you, Didi. So one question that I have is, many of us are making promises for many years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, but it doesn't seem like we are there yet. We're still going very slow. Why is this?
Because there is no realization of time. If there is realization, time is very short. Then naturally we will make intense effort. But
Okay, so we
but
do
like-
realize our vices. We know what's wrong.
yeah, but we are not making intense effort, determined effort to get rid of them. Because just as school students, no, they enjoy 10 months playing and going out and doing this and that and all. They say, oh, the last 2 months, I'll get ready.
Hmm.
Similarly, some people are waiting for destruction. When destruction comes, we will get ready.
Hmm.
But it may be like that. And you might not be ready. So, because nowadays, no, so many accidents, sudden deaths due to corona, cancer, this, that.
Hmm.
So we had to be ready.
Hmm. So it's not about the world and drama cycle. It's about my personal time that I need to be very concerned. And Didi, if we have to focus on one effort as a group, as a full family for 1 year, what do you think it should be? I know we all have our own mixture of vices and all of us have subtle vices, but if there could be one combined effort, so one promise, according to this time, what do you think we should be promising Baba now?
Maintaining angelic stage all the time. Move around like angel, having feeling I am in a subtle region, come down only to this earth to perform my local activities.
So you mean being quite detached from what's happening?
And being in a bodiless state.
Okay, Didi, somebody is asking between honesty, purity, contentment, which one comes first?
I would say purity. Once we observe purity, we will be content. Today also Baba says you should get 3 certificate of contentment. You should be content with yourself. Baba should be content and the family should be content. But contentment is a great virtue, which means I got all virtues.
Someone is asking, Didi, that Baba and the advanced party and Avyak Brahma Baba should start to give us help now, give us some touchings, because it's getting difficult towards the end. Do you think we will be getting some extra support?
They are already giving. What is their job now? To guide us, to empower us. So they are already doing. I should have clearly and draw that power.
Mm. And somebody is also asking, Didi, about sensitive nature. You know, you talk about we want to be an angel, but, you know, it's not easy in the world. There's a lot of vices, a lot of anger, and it hurts the heart. So how not to be sensitive to all of this?
Be sensible. You know what's happening. Be merciful. Benefactor. Help them. We have to be sensitive towards their feeling, but not sensitive that we get upset every now and again.
Mm.
Usually sensitive people get upset every now and again.
Mm.
That should not be there.
And sensitivity is usually based on ego, some form of ego.
Yeah.
Mm. So, Didi, somebody is also asking, because you're talking about time, but now we see that there's so much seva, it appears, that needs to be done. This new president in Bharat, you know, she seems to be connected with the BKs, and it seems like the word might spread even more in Bharat that Baba has come. So, on the one hand, time is short, but on the other hand, so much to be done still, even in the whole world. So do you really think that it could come quickly? The end?
It's up to us. If we are ready, Baba is ready long time ago. He said, scientists are ready with atom bomb. Nature is waiting. Ancestor souls are waiting in subtle region. Now only when you are ready, I will order war.
Didi, somebody is saying today, Baba talked so much about contentment, you know, being content with self and Baba, but to please others is very difficult. Sometimes people, you know, they have such high expectations and it's a pressure. It feels like pressure. So how do you make others content?
You don't worry about everybody. If you are content, Baba is content, naturally everybody will be content. Don't feel pressure. We are not here to please others. Once Bap Dada told Charlie that even some people are not content with me and complaining. So those who want to complain and criticize, they will do that.
Yeah, because it feels like some people, you know, they, no matter what you do, they don't seem to be happy. So could it be their own internal state? Something to do with them?
Of course.
Yeah. Didi, somebody is asking also that, you know, for the last 2 years, we have had Rakhi program with you online. You know how you agreed to do a Rakhi program for all of your region. And even this year, even though Corona has become less, but due to so many reasons, we cannot go to our centers. So will you organize another Rakhi program for us this year? It would be good to celebrate online.
We can do it only. I think 11th August is really Rakhi. So we'll ask you by when it is possible to do it online.
Okay, great. Didi, another question coming is, according to your feeling, how many of us, what percentage of us is really ready for the end of the world? Because most of us look around and we see all our Brahmin friends and we are all kind of ready, but not really ready.
I think 60% would be ready.
60%? That's a very high number, Didi.
But whether ready or not, we have to go.
Yeah.
Whatever our stage is last, that will be our first stage.
And one more question coming in is, Didi, what is the connection between the method, the vidhi, and the law that Baba gives, Srimad, and the blessings we get? You know, Baba often says, if you follow the right method according to Srimad, then there are blessings. So what does he mean by this?
Right method to?
A right method according to Srimad. Baba also says, make effort always according to Srimad. And then you get blessings, not just your own effort, whatever you want to do.
To follow Srimad completely. There is no right or wrong. Follow, that's right.
So no mixture in it?
No manmat, no excuses. Because many times we give excuse. Because of this and these circumstances, I couldn't follow. I got angry. So visually we blame people and circumstances if we break promise.
So if we stop blaming anyone and we took full responsibility for our feelings, our thoughts, our reactions, do you think if the whole Brahmin family just did this, we could perhaps reach our karmatit stage?
Definitely. That should be the aim. And we should make that full effort.
And someone is asking, Didi, is there some chance still for the new ones? Because so many, to reach karmatit stage, to come ahead, because there's still margin for self-transformation. Not all sanskars have been completely, sorted out. And those who are new, they are starting in a very, simple place. Whereas those who are going for a long time have had a lot of chances. So what should the new ones do to come race ahead? Like Baba says, last so fast.
And also it is said, Janak got Jivan Mukti in 9 seconds. So everybody has chance. Even those who come in the end has got chance. If not Sun dynasty, at least Moon dynasty, they will be able to come.
Yeah. Didi, somebody is asking that we follow a diet of pure food But these days, many of the products in the supermarket, even though they are vegetarian, they have ingredients that are non-veg, but they don't write it. So if we are consuming these products, will they affect our stage? There are so many additives and strange things they put in the food these days, especially overseas in foreign countries.
It will have effect on us. And that's why I remember in the past, Australians used to ring the factory and manufacturer to find out how much rennet they have in cheese or spices also, because it's not written. Sometimes they don't write onion, garlic. So they used to ring. And those who are good in tasting any food, immediately when there is garlic, they will know there is some garlic. So they will not consume it.
And if the food we are eating is pure, but sometimes they say on the package, in this factory, they use things like eggs. Is that also an issue? Because, in the factory, they're not going to clean everything as well as we do at home.
I think then it's fine. Because it's not that they have added egg, but it is not clean completely.
Yeah, so the amount would be very little probably. So Didi, now someone is asking, what would be your special message for this Raksha Bandhan? And you've said that we should try to be an angel, but on a more practical level, especially within the Brahmin family. How can we make sure that we don't create any more karma? What would be your message to us?
Mainly, Brahman life is attention, checking, changing, determination to change, and realization. When there is honest checking, there is realization as what is wrong with me. And then you need to have that determination. I must give up this habit.
Yeah. Looks like there's a lot of interest in food today. Somebody is asking about becoming vegan, Didi. Some souls have taken their diet so far and become vegan, no milk products. But in India, cows are worshipped so much, and milk is considered to be a very nutritious food. So do you think the milk of India is different to the milk outside India, or what is it?
Honestly speaking, I haven't seen how Indian factories milk the cow. How much the calf is devoid of mother's milk, or how much torture cow is getting. I don't know what's the system nowadays in India. So those who want to follow vegan diet, it's good. But Dadi Janki used to say, whatever is prepared in Baba's Bhandara is sattvic. You have it.
Mm,
She always used to have drink of milk at night.
mm.
So I haven't stopped milk products.
Now, there are some people who are a little bit new on the call and asking what could be some of the challenges that most Brahmins had, when they started and they were going along in their Brahmin life. But hopefully some things that we can avoid as new students. Some Brahmins, 20, 30 years, they had many challenges. Is there any way of fast tracking it, of overtaking those, jumping over those challenges and not getting caught up in the small things?
Challenges are good. It will make you more strong.
Mm.
Without
So,
exam, you are not getting promotion. So don't worry. You learn facing challenges. You become strong facing challenges.
but challenges are different to struggling with Srimat.
Yeah. And also it's different, will be different paper.
Mm.
Because some Brahmins, like me, I didn't have to face any challenges before Gyan,
Mm.
or very few after Gyan. So challenges will be there, especially health, because last birth, everybody has to clear karmic account. And some problem or other problem will be there. But Baba has given us yukti, the bodiless. Consider hospital as a holy place. Wherever you go, you can do the service. So use yuktis. Main thing, we have to be jnani and yogi to overcome challenges.
Yeah. Thank you, Didi. And I think as the time goes on, there will be different types of challenges for us now. I mean, nobody thought of COVID. Who knows what is next? So, Didi, just to finish the call and finish this lovely session, someone is asking, can you give us some news of Madhuban? We see so many pictures of the rain and there's flooding, but what's the situation now in Madhuban? And are you expecting that in October you will see many foreigners there?
Of course. 3 years they haven't come. So I'm expecting flooding of double foreigners.
Very good.
Because all restrictions have gone. Only restriction will be finances.
Sure. And at the moment, you have big Bharatvasi groups coming to all the campuses?
Oh, yeah. All campuses are full, very busy.
Mm.
In Gyan Sarovar, we have each group of bhatti. Usually, we allow 400 for wings program. But this time we have allowed 500 people. And every day I get requests, so 2 people from our center want to come, 3 people want to come. And I said, no, I'm sorry. Even double foreigners, I'm not able to allow that. Just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days they can come.
So it sounds like it's a full house everywhere.
Fully full. Because this present bhatti, we had given permission to 500 and there have been 530 people. So some had to go to Om Nivas.
Wow. So last comment, Didi, if you can make about this new president. Everyone is hearing so much information about her connection with the BKs and what change she may bring being a yogi. Do you have anything to say?
Let us see, at least in Rashtrapati Bhavan, presidential house, she has got one Baba's room, one room for yogi Brahman visitors, and she is not allowing even her daughter to come. She no non-veg cooked in Rashtrapati Bhavan.
Amazing.
Only vegetarian, no onion, garlic.
This
And
must be the first time ever.
And everybody knows. She wakes up early, 4 o'clock, and does her meditation.
That's wonderful news, Didi. This could be a very a beautiful way of revelation of Baba slowly in the main decision makers of Bharat. So, Didi, I think that's the end of all the questions for now. And we look forward to hearing from you when we can all tie Rakhi together as a region. So maybe we can take some nice, powerful drishti from you, which inspires us to have deeper reflection and create that determination to fulfill our promise in August to Baba. Thank you so much, Didi.
ये रूहानी अंजुमन न्यारे नजारे हैं, ये फरिश्ते जो ज़मीं पे उतरे तारे हैं, ये उतरे तारे कितने प्यारे हैं, ये फरिश्ते जो ज़मीं पे उतरे तारे हैं।